For me, not I thinking, but what I see in my eyes, the chin is no chin, because we see in the ring he go down many times.
Let's say I get a W on Saturday, because that's what my focus is. Like even like with Pringa, he says things like he's gonna knock me out and all that stuff, and I do just say to myself, it's about skill. It's about skill. Like, he's gonna have to do a lot to knock me out, and if I got the right mindset and my head's in the right place, he has to do a lot to knock me out. It's not easy. So what I'm trying to say is that Fury won't get under my skin. Prenga saying he'll knock me out won't get under my skin. It's about boxing. It's about skills. It's not about like, I'm not trying to win a press conference. I'm not trying to win a weigh-in. I'm trying to win a fight.
I work all my life for this. I waited all my life for this. And I hope I'm gonna show the world on Saturday who I am.
A fight could end at any moment with one punch. But, you know, AJ is dubbed by some as the landlord. He thinks there's a lot of squatters right now in the heavyweight division. He feels it's time to start collecting the rent again, and he's going to be looking to collect the rent this Saturday night. And we'll see if Prenga's going to pay the rent or whether he's going to say, I'm buying out my lease.
A country behind him, he's got an opportunity to change his life, but he gets to swim with the big boys on Saturday night, and we get to find out if he needs armbands or not. And if he doesn't, then it's going to be a real fight. If he does need them, it's going to be over very quickly.
I'm just going to say short, knockout.
The talking is over, the pressure is at its peak, and Anthony Joshua and Kristian Prenga have sent brutal final messages before they collide inside the ring.
He's a gentleman, he's a great fighter, but I think right now it's not in his time.
This is your time. Just look down the camera and explain what happens on Saturday night here in the ring.
I'm gonna win the fight in Saturday night, and he's gonna give me a hand up.
By knockout?
Knockout.
No questions?
No questions.
On the other hand, Joshua looks mentally and physically sharper than ever, explaining why he turned down an easier opponent and instead chose the heavy-handed puncher Prenga.
Because knockout punches are interesting. They bring that uncertainty. People have seen me knocked out. People have seen me down, have to get up. I've felt that pressure in a fight before where all of a sudden you're not worried about his corner shouting. I've been on the floor and my full focus is now on my opponent. It's a whirlwind of emotions in there. I've been in fights where I've dropped him and he's dropped me. This is the type of fight I need. It's a good fight for me. It's a good fight for the fans back home. It's the uncertainty of an Anthony Joshua show that makes it exciting. So let's add to that mix and bring in a puncher, someone who does deliver 20 times that he's been out in the ring.
You'd always get up, Josh. That's the difference.
I always try. I didn't beat the count once.
No, listen, you'd always get up.
Back up.
As for Joshua, he has stayed fully focused on victory, insisting he must first conquer the challenge in front of him by beating Prenga before thinking about anything bigger.
Spending this week with you guys in Saudi, I want to thank my team, Right to Fight, for their efforts to get me in this position. We've been working since January, working hard, keeping my head down, aligning all my stars, and I'm fully focused. I understand there's a big picture. The goal is to conquer the universe, right? But first we must conquer Earth. And this is my target here. It's not only him, I also have to look at his team. We're focusing on the team, my coach against his coach, my physio against his physio, my strategist against his strategist, this fighter against that fighter, and may the best man win.
The boxing world is also weighing in, with Tim Bradley insisting Joshua naturally looks confident because he is stepping into the ring against what he calls a low IQ fighter.
I want to say less boxing IQ than he does. Then he feels far more superior. Like
yes, he does.
With Jake Paul. Oh, he was
Francis
Ngannou and guys like that. Right? Like this is a guy that like he don't take these type fights like lightly. You know what I mean? Like the Usyk. Nah, he gonna go in there and he gonna be ready, and he know he's far more superior. He's a better boxer, better resume. This guy ain't never seen nothing like me. He's supposed to go in there and knock this guy out.
One thing I'll say,
expecting him to
Tim, I'll say, I'll direct it this way. Sometimes, and you can correct me if you believe I'm wrong here, but I'm not. Sometimes when a guy goes through a couple of knockouts or a brutal fight or a stretch in his career where he stopped a couple times, the wiring gets rewired a little bit.
Prenga's heavy hands remain a real threat, but Bradley believes the biggest question is whether he can absorb Joshua's power once the exchanges begin. While he respects Prenga's punching ability, he insists experience strongly favors the former champion. Bradley argues that Joshua has shared the ring with elite heavyweights for years, giving him the composure and ring awareness needed to deal with dangerous opponents and eventually take control of the fight.
What just happened? AJ has been KO'd enough that he's in with a guy who can whatever you want to say about Prenga, if he hits you with the right hand, like he can punch with his right hand. For a guy who's been through some knockouts, isn't that dangerous?
That is dangerous. I mean, look, you got to always take into account. You can't go 20-0. I mean, I understand that he faced cab drivers, but at the end of the day, it still knocked him out, right? He still got the punch about to knock him out, but I think Pringa definitely poses a threat because he can punch. Okay, I give him that. At least he can punch, but he doesn't have the level of experience of AJ. He doesn't at all.
Before we share, I just want to ask.
One more thing. But can Prenga take a punch? We don't know.
Discussing Joshua, Tim Bradley argued that his heavyweight resume is even stronger than Tyson Fury's. He explained that Joshua has spent years searching for the style that best fits his athletic ability, which is why he changed trainers several times. Bradley now believes Joshua has finally found the right direction, especially with Alexander Usyk offering guidance behind the scenes, giving many fans fresh hope for what comes next.
Joshua can still whack, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What's your true assessment of AJ? I just want to hear what his words is. I have my own, let's be honest.
I think that AJ, out of all the heavyweights in boxing, I think he has the best resume out of all the heavyweights in boxing, including Tyson Fury. I think Tyson Fury has definitely, has all the accolades, right? I feel like AJ is an okay boxer. I think he's been trying to find himself. I mean, I think he's reinvented himself several times. I think he's went through a plethora of freaking trainers. Now he's with Usyk's team now. Wow. I see him, I feel like AJ at times feels like he wishes that he was like a Shakur Stevenson, where he can be the sweet boxer on the outside and be cute and things like that.
Speaking about the matchup, Teddy Atlas also shared his thoughts. He acknowledged that Prenga brings real danger because of his punching power, but questioned the excitement surrounding his 20 knockout wins. Atlas argued that those victories came against opponents who were not accomplished or proven at the highest level. In his view, that makes it difficult to judge how Prenga will perform when facing someone with Joshua's experience and quality.
Listen, he's a big guy. He matches Joshua a little bit in size. Maybe Joshua's 6'6", he's 6'5", whatever. But even with his 20 knockout, you said it right. They've been against really soft opposition. I mean, real soft, like liquid soft. I mean, soft. And I don't think that it really, truly. I don't think that it really measures his power, because of when you look. Well, a lot of times you look at the record and you see 20 knockouts in this case, right? In 21 fights, whatever it is.
Yeah, he's 20-1.
Yeah, you see 20 knockouts, you say, well, he's got to have power. Not always, because you got to look at what's he knocking out.
According to Atlas, after studying footage of Prenga and the opponents he knocked out, he believes those knockout wins are not as impressive as many claim. He argued that Prenga has not faced a truly heavy-handed, experienced fighter at Joshua's level. Because of that, Atlas feels this matchup is a completely different challenge, and he believes Prenga could be in serious trouble once the action begins.
And I looked at tape on him. I didn't see that power. Not to the level that 20 knockouts would suggest. So I didn't see that. So that's a problem right there. 75% of this game, I always say it, I was one of the first ones to say this many decades ago, it's mental. And for both sides, in this case for Prenga, can he get the belief system up to believe that he can go from the wading pool to the ocean without freaking getting knocked over by a wave and freaking drowned? Can he do that? And then the mental part, what you touched on, which is probably more significant here.
Atlas is predicting an early finish, picking Joshua to score a stoppage in either round 1 or 2. He explained that even if Prenga tries to survive by moving around the ring and staying on his legs, it will not trouble Joshua. Atlas believes everything depends on Joshua's mindset when he enters the ring. If he starts with confidence and purpose, the fight could end very quickly.
Does he go about being aggressive? To me, if he backs him up behind that hard jab that he has and looks to set up the right hand and go to the body with that left hook he throws well, the fight ends in a round or 2. It could. In a couple rounds. It could. If he doesn't, and he allows Prenga, who I think has legs that can move a little bit, let him move around a little bit, then it could go a few rounds. It can, again, I think it's his call. And where is he at? Where is he at mentally right now when he gets in that ring? I think that's what it's all about. And I guess we'll get a little bit of an idea of that, probably just by how he approaches the fight. If he's tentative, and I wouldn't be shocked if he is.
Speaking on the matchup, Gareth A. Davies believes this fight could end much like Anthony Joshua's dominant win over Francis Ngannou, warning that Prenga is in serious trouble. He says Joshua looks sharper, more focused, and completely prepared for the challenge ahead. Davies also feels Prenga has now realized the danger he is facing, with the confidence he showed earlier beginning to give way to real concern before fight night.
There seems to be a hunger there. A drive. He's saying all the right things. He looks good. He sounds good. And I think Prenga is in big trouble. I really do.
Yeah, Kristian Prenga, 35 years old. He's fought a lot of lower level fighters. I had a long study of his record yesterday. The one thing that on AJ, first of all, I agree with you. It's fantastic to have him back. I think Prenga is in trouble. I just straight out there. I think AJ goes out there, and it looks like a Ngannou performance to me, where he'll size him up with the jab and let that booming right hand go and devastate Prenga, who obviously has a punch. But I saw when Anthony Joshua took his sunglasses off yesterday, I saw Prenga realise his throat moved.
Sending a warning to Prenga, legendary trainer Peter Fury believes his kickboxing background will not translate against a boxer of Joshua's level. Pointing to Prenga's fight with Rico Verhoeven, Fury says the differences between the two sports were already clear. He expects Prenga to survive a few rounds by staying cautious, but believes Joshua's power and timing will eventually expose his chin and bring the fight to an emphatic finish.
Do you see Prenga as any kind of banana skin for AJ then, or not?
No. I think with his background, and I know what it is working with kickboxers, and we've got an elite level kickboxer, and how hard it's been to transfer him into boxing. I just don't think he's going to pose much of a threat for AJ, to be honest.
And he's going to want to work out, though, Peter. He's not going to want to sort of knock the bloke out in the first round. I mean, he probably does want to get a few rounds under his belt, doesn't he?
I think he'll have a look at him. I think he'll get behind his boxing, he'll have a look, but unfortunately, I think he'll present his chin a little bit too quick.
Right.
And somebody with AJ's power, he's got destructive power, so as soon as that shot lands, it's over.
Echoing those views, Tony Bellew also shared his assessment of the fight. He agrees that Prenga can punch, but believes his biggest weakness is how often he gets caught with clean shots. Bellew says once Prenga steps into the ring with Joshua, he will quickly realize he has never been hit by someone with this level of power, precision, and physical strength before.
He's nervous, isn't he? But the main thing is he gets in and lets his hands go, which he will. Listen, I've said it before, I'll say it again, I think he's a poor man's Adja Caballero. Caball's exceptional, by the way. I think he's one of the best heavyweights in the world, but he's a poor man's version of him. He likes to go the body, drifts in and out, can punch a bit. Well, he can punch, that's the one thing he can do. That's his greatest asset, the power he's got in his right hand. But I like the way he goes the body. But ultimately, the times I've seen him get hit back, he looks like he's in trouble when he gets hit back. Believe you me, he's never been touched by anyone like Anthony Joshua. The speed of the first jab that lands, he's going to know.
Bellew also explained why this fight is so important for Joshua. He believes jumping from a Jake Paul bout straight into a showdown with Tyson Fury would never have been a realistic plan. That is why Prenga, a genuine heavyweight puncher, was chosen first to test where Joshua stands. Bellew added that, unlike Jake, Prenga will actually come to hurt Joshua instead of simply trying to survive the fight.
Never going to go from a Jake Paul fight to a Tyson Fury fight. That's just insane. I mean, I can't even believe I'm saying it because he fought him. But you can't go from fighting Jake Paul or playing with Jake Paul for 6 or 7 rounds to fighting Tyson Fury. That's just unrealistic. That's not right. That's not real. But so that's why this fight's happening.
What's the level difference between Prenga and Jake Paul? Do we know? I don't think we do. If I'm honest.
It's a whole different scenario. Prenga's getting in to have a fight. Jake Paul got in to have a jog and a run. Jake Paul didn't get in with the intentions of trying to beat Anthony Joshua. I can't remember one meaningful exchange he got involved in.
Another major development came as Tyson Fury compared Prenga with Mariusz Wach, insisting Wach would actually beat him. Shane Fury explained that Prenga is the more complete and reliable boxer, despite Prenga's unpredictable style. In his view, Joshua has a tougher challenge than Fury would have because Prenga carries dangerous power. Even so, Fury believes if Joshua were facing Wach instead, he would deal with that fight far more comfortably.
I'm not seeing anything to Prenga. Well, everyone's a nobody until they come and they land, and then I'm sure Prenga's got a different opinion on it. But what he's done so far and the people he's beat so far, it'd be a close enough fight. In all fairness, I think you don't know, do you? Prenga could be the next big thing, or he could be not with a sausage. So it's probably unfair for Tyson to say that. But I know one thing is, for an example, if he's not the new thing, what no one knows about, Joshua would get more rounds out of Wach than what he would Prenga, because I think Joshua at the minute, before we know anything about the fellow who's fighting, probably get him out there early, you know?
Stepping into the discussion, Andy Lee shared a similar opinion, describing Prenga as an unknown quantity who could create problems for Joshua. However, Lee believes the biggest factor in this fight is not Prenga's style, but Joshua's mental state. After everything Joshua has been through in recent years, Lee says his confidence and mindset will ultimately determine how comfortably he performs once the opening bell rings.
Yeah, like when you look at the two fights, Tyson against Mariusz Wach, you would say AJ has the harder fight, because, not the hardest fight, but the more dangerous one, because Prenga is the unknown. Not many people have seen him fight, and he's a big man, and he can, obviously by his record, can punch. And you have to give AJ a lot of credit from coming back from what he's gone through with, you know, the accident and the death of his friends. It's going to be a lot of emotions for him, and it's going to be a test of character for him. And, I applaud him for coming back and giving himself the best chance. You know, it's a good comeback fight for him. But Prenga, I think Prenga's got nothing to lose.
Prenga has made his intentions clear from the beginning, promising that the fight will end before the final bell. However, he admits he cannot predict the exact moment the stoppage will come. What remains unchanged is his confidence, as he believes Joshua is in for a much tougher night than expected, and plans to derail his path toward Fury while putting himself in position for that opportunity.
I think if you lose with me, it's retired.
And finally, what's your prediction for this fight? How are you going to end this?
I'm pretty sure it's knockout. It's not going with decisions.
Any round?
We'll see. I'm gonna see.
As for Prenga, he has questioned Joshua's chin, adding to a debate that has followed the former champion for years. However, landing that perfect shot is easier said than done. If Prenga somehow drops Joshua, the Fury showdown could be in danger. Dave Allen rejects this idea, insisting Prenga is in a delusional mindset for believing he can knock out an Olympic gold medalist with Joshua's elite-level experience.
He can clearly punch, but he shouldn't be able to lay a glove on Anthony Joshua, really. He's Olympic gold medalist, a few times heavyweight champion of the world, so he should be too good for Prenga. But Prenga, well, it's hard to knock him out. When you're any heavyweight can knock any heavyweight out if they hit him properly. So, Joshua's got to be on the ball. He's got to be fit. He's got to be on it. He's got to take it serious. But he's very professional. That's not a worry about him, really. I don't think it's a walk in the park at all. I think Prenga deserves, respect. He's a big man. He can punch. And what I've seen of him, He isn't great, but sometimes ones that aren't great, they're the worst ones to box. Prenga's a bit all over the place. I think he's a bit awkward, so I'm intrigued by it.
With Usyk supporting Joshua behind the scenes but stepping away from the belts, a path has opened for Joshua to chase undisputed glory by 2027. His involvement has increased expectations of a quick finish against Prenga, but Vidal Riley disagrees with those predictions. According to Riley, every fight brings different challenges, and only what happens inside the ring will determine how Prenga performs when facing Joshua.
But if Prenga doesn't go past 6 rounds when he's knocking people out as a ticket seller, easy peasy, surely if he's still in there after 3-4, surely this should be another Ngannou.
Not surely. All fights are different. All styles are different, you know. You can't say that if he doesn't get Prenga out within a certain amount of time. I genuinely think that this fight has no bearing on how AJ will look against Fury. I don't think how Fury looks against Makhmedov is going to have any bearing on when he fights AJ. You know, just that fight, the magnitude of that fight and how long that fight's been brewing, you're going to see a version of both men that you haven't seen against the other opponents that they're having. Maybe the level of like the Usyk fights.
Looking ahead to the Joshua and Prenga showdown, Vidal Riley and Dave Allen both lean toward Joshua getting his hand raised. However, they refuse to underestimate the challenge, acknowledging that Prenga's awkward approach and unpredictable style could create unexpected situations. Even so, they believe Joshua's elite experience will separate him from previous crossover opponents, making Prenga a far more serious and dangerous test than Jake Paul ever was.
I think he's going to knock him spark out.
Similar to Ngannou?
Not immediately. Probably drop him, he'll get back up, bang him again, and then he'll be out. I don't think AJ's going to come out crash bang all over. If the opportunity presents itself because Prenga's doing something lazy, like Jordan said, leaving his lead hand out there, he'll crack him. But if he comes out reserved, then AJ's not going to rush at him. I think he's going to, you know, enjoy the space a bit, box a bit, and then he'll get cracking.
David?
Yeah, I'll go Joshua in 3. I just think Prenga's not going to run. Prenga's going to come and, you know, try and take Joshua out, and I think he'll walk onto something. I think he hasn't got the ability for this level Prenga from what I've seen.
The stage is set, the warnings have been delivered, and now only Fight Night will reveal whether Joshua proves the doubters wrong or Prenga creates the biggest upset of his career. Who do you think leaves the ring victorious? Share your prediction in the comments, and make sure to subscribe for more boxing updates, breaking news, and fight analysis.